my lovely, Sophia here, Psychic Tarot reader, personal mentor. Welcome back to my channel, Sophia's Psychic Tarot. So today we have another success story, which funnily enough I wrote down 2 days ago in my fun journal, a new success story for the channel, and 2 days later here it is. So whenever you hear a success story, don't get caught up in the why does it happen to everybody else and not me. Okay, just say to yourself, yeah, well done, you know, that's going to be me next. Okay, have a positive outlook rather than a fuck my life one. Okay, so also don't get caught up in anybody else's timings because we're all on different timelines. Okay, it depends how much you stick to your mental diet and also seeing it as a done deal. Okay, how I always say is like, you know, you're stopping your opposing thoughts. You've got to turn them around. If you're wanting lots of money, but then you're telling yourself, no, I don't have any money, or you go into a shop and you're saying, no, I can't afford that, or whatever, you're still living in that lack mindset. You're not living in the end as if you've got lots of money. And the same with your SP. So, you know, I like to look at it as to remind myself, yeah, you know, I've thought about it, I've created it, the train's left the station, it's on its way. Okay, regardless, it's coming to me. I've set the wheels in motion. Just because you don't see things happening in your 3D doesn't mean it's not happening, because you're constantly creating with your mind, whether unconsciously or consciously. So it is more like sort of, it's, you've got to learn to let go. When you hear people say let go, it doesn't mean you're letting go of what you want, because you're not going to stop being able to think about it. What you're doing is you're letting go of the fear and the drama and the insecurities and the doubts and the impatience. Okay, because you know it's a done deal. Yeah, I've thought about it, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking. You're turning all your opposing thoughts into what you do want to be seeing. So as far as you're concerned, you're already living that. Okay, your current 3D is what you've already created, your old story that is still playing over and over, and you're keeping that in place with your dominant thoughts that you still have about any area in your life. So when you start to change it to what you do want to be seeing, then the current 3D has to catch up with that. Okay, it's like when you start creating, you're creating a future version that the current 3D has to catch up with. So there's no good looking around the current 3D and keep reacting to it, because you've already created that. Okay, so the more you react, you're keeping it in place. You're keeping it in place like Groundhog Day, the same shit going over and over. Different day, same shit, okay? So this success story is from one of Danielle's clients. She does email mentoring, whereas I do a recorded video for you. And then any extra mentoring afterwards is done one-on-one, you know, FaceTime or Skype, or over the phone if you're in the UK. So this client says, good morning, I wanted to write to you both to share my movie, she's calling it, and give you an update. Please change the names and of course feel free to share. I reached out to you, Sophia, on October the 9th for a reading, and then shortly after I began my mentoring with Danielle. My husband and I were on the verge of divorce and third-party involvement. 5 years of our relationship and him living a double life. It was awful. It got to the point where my husband would just leave out of nowhere and leave me and my son alone for the weekend. He also exhibited a narcissistic, abusive personality. People said to me, how can you tolerate this? Well, I didn't want to lose my husband and the father to my son. I wanted my family and knew that my husband, despite his actions and third party and what he would say to me in anger and frustration, was simply not him. I could see beyond that, and I remained with just that small glimpse of hope. I knew deep down inside there had to be something there. I came across Sophia's channel and listened to her pick a card readings and get them back playlist. I wanted to do a final attempt, as the saying goes, what else do I have to lose? I contacted Sophia and had a reading, and then got mentoring with Danielle via email. So the work began October the 17th to the 18th. I began writing my affirmations daily, recording my affirmations and listening. Everybody uses different techniques. The techniques are just to help you stay focused. It's your thoughts that are creating, okay? Your affirmations which I have a video on, so you can go and check that out. It's in the Get Them Back playlist. Affirmations and listening. My mentoring and applying techniques every day to my mental fitness. Praying, and I mean daily. She's a very religious lady, okay? She believes in God. Saying my blessings and being grateful daily, and continue to watch Sophia's channel. November the 22nd, 2020, Sunday evening, my husband and I had a fight. And always remember, your thoughts create, Sophia says. I created this huge blowout fight with my husband, and lo and behold, that day it happened. Despite mentoring and despite applying techniques, I still had this one negative thought of this fight. Well, November the 22nd, it happened. I reacted. My husband had informed me he was leaving for a week. My heart sank, but I got angry. That day and in that moment, thanks to my mentoring, I put myself on the pedestal and said, I am worthy, I am lovable, and love myself and have confidence. I told my husband no more would I tolerate this behaviour, nor the cheating, nor the lies, and no longer the abuse. I had had enough, and I said those exact words to him. I kicked my husband out of the house. However, in my mind, I created my movie and I knew how it would unfold. I needed this release of control and tension to get to my movie, a rock bottom moment to build us up again. My story or movie was as follows. This was the exact words I wrote myself and told myself this would happen after it did, and would end up like this. In my movie, my husband Bob, change the name, is going to walk in and apologise for all he has done. In my movie, Bob is repenting for his actions. He is in love with me and wants to change and be happy with me. He will tell me sorry for not telling me I love you, and that he does love me and I'm the best thing ever in his world. He will inform me he will change and set me as a priority. He has abandoned his relationship with his ex-wife. That's who he kept going back to. In my movie, Bob spoils me. In my movie, Bob tells me he loves me and wants to stay and do things right. In my movie, Bob tells me he loves me every day. In my movie, he is attentive, he is loving and caring, and has only eyes for me and nobody else. In my movie, he kicked out his ex-wife from his life and has cut her off. In my movie, he puts me as a priority. In my movie, there is no third party. In my movie, Bob always says, I love you. Bob calls me every day, brings me flowers every day. In my movie, Bob texts me every day. In my movie, Bob showers me with gifts every week. Bob is home every day with me as a family, with our boys. Bob is the perfect husband and father to our sons. Bob tells me everything and is honest and open. Bob will talk to me and about how he feels. Bob and I are the perfect couple and happy and loving. He will love me and tell me every day how special I am to him and that I am the only one. In my movie, Bob will never hurt me again and be the perfect husband. In my movie, Bob puts me first and is in love with me and passionate every day. In my movie, Bob can't stop holding me and kissing me and hugging me every single day. So what she's done is she's taken the affirmations that we give, okay, and sort of tweaked them to what works for her. She's written hers out in a story that she can focus on. That is what works for her, okay. After he left, 3 days later, I don't know whether she means he left 3 days after the row or whatever, I went no contact with him. I avoided every single message, every call, every attempt he tried to contact me. Remember, I am the one on the pedestal. I finally answered and met him, and he did everything in my movie script I created and in my thoughts. It has only been a week, but I created this movie, and thanks to Sophia and Danielle, I wouldn't have been able to do this and have this confidence without their guidance. I know there's a lot of work to do because it's a daily exercise and constant new way of thinking, but it works. I am so forever grateful to have come across this channel on YouTube. I am a devoted follower and of your daily readings, Sophia, to keep my mental diet in check. I am writing down affirmations, devoted to my prayers and constantly thanking God, who I believe in wholeheartedly, and for everything I have. Being grateful and creating my thoughts and affirmations are what's changed my life. Yes, this is daily work, not just a one-time deal, but as long as I live my life the way I want, then I am happy and grateful. Love and lights, as Sophia says. Thank you. Well done, my lovely. You know, I'm so pleased for you. I know you're one of Danielle's clients, but you know, I know your story because you came to me first. But thank you for letting me share your success story, as I know you were very down and felt it was a hopeless case. You know, 5 years you'd been putting up with this behaviour. You were at your wit's end. You know, this lady came to me initially for a reading. I told her she can turn any situation around, you know, and that's why she went for mentoring, to get the tools and techniques and the understanding of why we are the powerful creators of our reality. So if she hadn't have had the mentoring, then like she says, you know, if he'd said, you know, they'd had a big row, he went, she would have gone into a meltdown thinking, you know, that's it, he's gone, I've lost him forever, he's never going to come back, or he'll just carry on in this abusive, narcissistic way. But because she had all the tools and the ammunition, if you like, she was able to say, you know, no, I am good enough, I am worthy, this is my movie, and he is me pushed out, he has to act accordingly. So she wrote her script, if you like, to keep her focused on how he was going to be treating her, how she wanted him to treat her. So, you know, he had to react to that because everyone is you pushed out, and I have a video on that in my Get Them Back playlist as well. So also she raises the point, you know, it's not just about until you get him back or her back, you have to keep affirming, staying on your mental diet. Okay, it doesn't matter so much when you're manifesting cars or a house or a holiday or something, okay, because you've got that thing. You don't have to keep on top of it. You've got that car, you've got that house or whatever. But when it's people and money, like I say, if you have been in a mindset of, for a long time, a certain thoughts about your person or the relationship or yourself, having negative thoughts about yourself, feeling you're not good enough or worthy, you're putting somebody else on a pedestal above you, etc., then you need that constant reminder of telling yourself every day, even when your person comes back, you know, if you don't keep on top of your mental diet, oh, he loves me, he adores me, he spoils me, you know, he's besotted with me, he cares about me, he respects me, values me, and all those things, then if you start taking it for granted again, you will start reacting to how they're reacting and start going back into your negative traits that you had before. And the same with money. You know, if you're saying to yourself, yeah, I'm rich, I've got lots of money or whatever, okay, I'm financially stable, but then you start to take it for granted again, you are then sinking back possibly into your old way of thinking. So she was determined, you know, this time when she went, she needed that row, if you like, or the argument to make her take control. Take him off that pedestal. No, I am fucking good enough. You know what? If you want to go, you go. And that's how you should be. You know, when you have done your work on yourself and know that you're good enough, it doesn't matter if your SP comes to the door and begs for you to take them back. You should be at that point where yes, you want them back, but you're like, you could turn around and say, you know what? I don't need you in my life. I can have anybody. You've taken them off the pedestal. And that's what gives you the control back, because it gives you the strength in here to know that you can have them back, you can have anybody back. Okay, and that's what she did. It's what she needed to release it. I don't recommend reacting, but she did it in a way because it was a thought she couldn't get out of her head. It needed to happen, but when it happened, instead of going into a fuck my life, he's gone, I fucked this up, she went in, right, okay, I'm straight on it. Okay, this is it. I'm in control. No more. No more. And that's what she did. She stayed focused on how she wanted him to be and how she wanted the marriage to be. No more with him going off to the ex or whatever, okay? And then he changed that round. He said everything to her that she had affirmed and wanted. Okay, so if you are thinking, why does it everybody else seem to manifest but not me? Okay, remember, you are constantly manifesting. Your thoughts create your dominant thoughts, not a quick thought. Like if you and I were having an argument and I said, oh, for God's sake, drop dead. You're not going to drop dead on the spot. Okay, it's your dominant, consistent thoughts that you're telling yourself about certain people in your life, or family, friends, work colleagues, your boss, or your loved one. Okay, your partner, the person you want to be with, money, your home, your job, career, whatever. Okay, it's those dominant thoughts that you're having that keep that in place as it is. So if you're not happy with something in your life, look at the story you're telling yourself, because your outside world is a reflection of your inner world. So you have to go within to look at the story you're constantly affirming to yourself that is stopping you from having what you want. You're the only thing that stops you having what you want. Nothing and no one else. It's not up to your person, because they don't have free will in your reality. They are already showing up the way you are assuming and believing them to be. Everything is held in your reality by what you choose to believe in, what you assume is true, and your fears, doubts and insecurities. If things in your area are going well, it's because you've got a very positive, it's a done deal, that's how it is mindset. Okay, yeah, I've always got loads of money. I always have perfect relationships. Okay, if you start going out with somebody, there's two things that usually happen. Either you start to feel as the relationship goes on that you're not good enough. It brings up insecurities, doubts and fears within yourself, fears of rejection, fears of abandonment. You start to react, oh, you're going to go off with somebody else, or I'm not good enough. Your person, so it comes up with things about yourself. So your person will probably start saying, you're not very attractive, I don't know why I'm with you anymore. You're very clingy, you're very needy, or whatever. Okay, so the relationship falls apart. Other times, you might not have any opposing thoughts. You're like, yeah, this relationship's great or whatever, but then their sort of insecurities come up. So because you're not having the tools to create the relationship that you want. So say that you're going out with me and I start saying to you, oh, I'm not sure about this relationship. I don't think I'm ready for commitment and this, that and the other. It's not you, it's me sort of thing. But you're feeling very confident, so it's not that it's come from you. It's then you would react. You would try pleading. Oh, but no, it's fine. Don't. I love you. Stay, sort of thing. But you're reacting, and it's always going to be short-lived. When you react, it's short-lived, or it goes tits up. But if you are in the mindset when your person starts doing that, is to start saying to yourself, oh, they love me, they adore me, we've got the perfect relationship. Okay, because your thoughts create. Everyone is you pushed out, so you can turn people around to how you want things to be. So if you are thinking, how is it people manifest and I don't seem to be able to, you can. Okay, you're always doing it. You've always done it since you were little. Okay, we are always manifesting. We cannot not manifest. Okay, because you're constantly having thoughts. It's your dominant thoughts that keep things, and your beliefs and assumptions that keep things in place. So say to yourself, yes, I am a master at manifesting. I am the powerful creator of my life because my thoughts create. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know that this works because of all the wonderful things I've created in my life before. So, everything see as a creation that you are creating. So, my lovelies, I hope that this has helped. If you do want mentoring to help you give yourself the kick up the backside you need to stay focused and not keep drifting into the opposing thoughts, then please see the description box below. But yeah, play this again if you need to and see the sort of strategy that this woman used to get her person or her husband to change. after a long time of putting up with it, to how she wanted him to be. She knows, she still has to work on it. She still has to keep telling herself that story until it becomes the norm, okay, between them. So, my lovelies, well done again to the lady whose success story this is, and love and light.